Another day on the off-grid homestead. We've loaded another log on the sawmill. Lately, we've had a predator move in to our area around the homestead. We had 2 blue peacocks, 2 white peacocks. One of the white peacocks was a female with her babies. Well, since the white peacock came back with her babies and has been home, then peacocks started disappearing, and had some turkeys disappear too. We found the remains of the peacocks, so something is hunting the birds. So Tammy took our female and her babies and locked her up. You saw that. We only got the one female left, but I mean, we still have plenty of ducks and turkeys. We in our last episode, you see that we started preparing to erect the part of the timber frame build, and we're gonna get started on that today. But to start the day off, I'm gonna cut some boards for Tammy's barn build. She can get started on that. I'll cut some 2x6s, 2x8s, I'm gonna make some more floor joists for our timber build. We got all our vertical uprights in position. I gotta put that forward beam back together. We also got a surprise that finally showed up. We'll visit that. Let's get this day started. It is another hot one. Supposed to go up into the hundreds today. Let's see what we got in the box. Owner's manual. This is gonna really help us out. It's got a handle. That's a cardboard. There she is. he is. We have other saws that we're using that which were loaned to us by somebody, and they weigh a ton. We've got our what is it, Milwaukee? We got our Milwaukee Saw Squatch, which is a cross between a skill saw and a chainsaw, which allows us to cut through fairly deep timber. And then this one's clamped on too. Now we have another 16 1/4 timber saw, and they're calling this one, this is a skill saw, Milwaukee skill saw. They're calling it a Saw Squatch. Worm drive, 16 1/4, magnesium base. Should be a lot lighter, I hope. Maybe a little more. Still heavy. A little more accurate, but it has this nifty little base here. Maybe in this episode we'll put this to work. But this is how many amps is this thing? Oh, 16 5/16, 15 amp. 15 amp, 16 1/4 inch, worm drive, skill saw. You can direct some of the sawdust as it's coming off. The only thing I like about the Makitas, the newer Makita saws, is when you adjust them, you can lock them into different positions. So if I want to tip the saw, I can put it at set it for 45 degrees, and it's got like a button, so it will lock once it gets there, or 22 1/2 degrees, it will lock when it gets there. Oh wow. There she is, our 16 1/4 Milwaukee Saw Squatch. So what I'm gonna do, skill saw Squatch, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another one of these 50-gallon job site totes. They have the wheels on them, and I'm gonna store the saw in one of these totes like I've done with the rest of the tools. That way it's mobile for us. Let's cut Tammy some wood. If I had a laser, this would work. The log is 15 1/2, tapering to
Somebody bumped your camera.
14. So basically 16 to 14. I shimmed the far end 1 inch, working to get the center of the log of the pith the same from end to end. And then on this end here, I drew a plumb line off the pith in the center. And then I'm gonna get a scarf, part of a timber out of this, a beam, which I'm going to scarf to some of what I already got up at the timber frame site. So I went from the center, measured up 5 and 5 down, and I'll go 3.5, 3.5 for finished dimensions. So we're gonna go 7 by 10. We're gonna cut a 7 by 10 beam out of this, and then we're gonna cut some 2x for Tammy's barn. I'll put the choke on. Yo, ho, ho, ho.
I'm not Santa Claus.
Achoo! Oh,
Everybody's a Bobo head.
yeah. I'm not gonna flip this log over. So after that cut, we're 5 inches off the center of the log or the pith. Can you hand me that tape measure, please? Should be 5 inches. 5 inches. This side. 4 3/4. Close. Good enough. Now I'm going to flip it all the way over.
Watch out.
Sun's gonna get warm. Oh. I'll start taking these beams that I brought back over here and I'll start laying them down for the perimeter foundation. This thing must just vibrate and lower itself. You know, it would be nice if it was actually locked and there was like a set screw where you adjust it up or down instead of just a magnet. Well, it's 11. I gotta take another cut out of it. One more cut. Get this down to 10. We got 6, so that will be 5 to the center. Six and a quarter, so it'll be 5 1/4 to the center. Pretty good. Empty the bucket. And put the bucket back. Now, we made for the height of our beam 5. Oh wow. Oh, 5 and 3/16. So in this one here, we have 10 from top to bottom and 5 3/16 to the pith, to the center. Then this one here we have 10 and then 5 1/4 to the center. Now we're gonna rotate the log. So I've got 14, approximately 7 to the center, 14. And this side I've got 16 1/4 and 7 3/4 to the center. So we're gonna rotate this up, but we have to shim it. Moves easier. Babe,
Yeah.
where's that little cordless chainsaw? So I can cut
one?
this. Cut
Right
this.
there. That lowest part.
Yeah. Where is it? Yeah. It's a dull chainsaw, babe. Oh. There you go. 7 by 10. And some miscellaneous boards. In this episode, we were able to mill ourselves another 7 by 10 beam, which we have to get up to the timber frame site and scarf it to one of the beams we have up there. This one here is to replace a board we have up there that's no good. We can get that up here, and then we got to rip down some of the 2x. I got one of the 2x sitting over there, and I have a stack of them over here, and we got to cut those down for the barn build. So our next step is I got to get the skid steer down here. I got to get this off. I got to get this over to the timber frame site, and then we'll probably, well, those boards are going to have to be ripped down. Just remember, if you're not having your best day, it truly is about the attitude. Negative energy breeds negative outcome. Positive energy breeds positive outcome. So if things are going wrong, sit back, analyze it, and come up with a positive plan. God bless.